This little bit of magic might help to explain what the Bible says happened after Jesus died. So here I have a Jesus card, nothing on the back, a white piece of paper, a green piece of paper, and a grey piece of paper. When Jesus died on the cross, lots of his friends were very sad and scared and ran away. But there were some of his friends there. There was John, one of his closest disciples, and Mary, his mother. A lot of his disciples didn't know what to think. They'd given up good jobs to follow Jesus. They'd been with him for 3 years, and they believed that he really was who he said he was, that he was God's son. And they'd seen the evidence. They'd seen him healing people. They'd seen him doing miracles. They'd even seen him bringing some people back from the dead. But right at that moment when Jesus was on the cross, it seemed like their hopes and dreams were shattered. A rich man called Joseph of Arimathea asked Pilate, the Roman governor, if he could take Jesus' body down from the cross and bury it in his own tomb. Pilate said yes, so Joseph and some others took the body and they wrapped it up in linen cloths. That's what they did in those days. Then they placed it in a tomb. We're told it was a tomb that had just been cut out of the rock, a tomb that Joseph had made for himself and his family, but there weren't any bodies in there. Then, because there was a big entrance to the tomb, they took a big stone and they rolled it across the entrance to seal the tomb so that nobody could get in and nobody could get out. Then it was Friday evening, the beginning of the Jewish day of preparation, the Sabbath day. So they went home and they weren't allowed to do any work. Well, the next thing we hear is on the Sunday morning when some women came to the tomb. But they found that the stone had been rolled away. They didn't know what to think, so they went to find Jesus' friends, Peter and John. Peter and John had a race to get to the tomb. When they got there, they went in and they found the grave clothes that Jesus' body had been wrapped in. But Jesus' body wasn't there. We're even told that one of the strips of linen was folded up by the side of the others on its own. Jesus' body had gone. Well, later on, a lady called Mary met Jesus in the same garden where the tomb was. She spoke to him and he spoke to her, and she put her hands on his feet and touched him. Then Jesus met with several of his friends in the upper room where they were having a meal together, but they were locked in with the doors locked because they were scared. Jesus came through the locked doors and met with them and had a meal with them. He came back again a week later and he even let them put their fingers in the holes in his hands and his feet where the nails had been. Then Jesus had a picnic on the beach with some of his friends. Other people saw him, and we're told all in all over 500 people saw Jesus after he came back from the dead. For his friends, their sadness had turned to joy, their despair had turned to hope, and their tears had turned to laughter. Jesus really had come back from the dead, and he proved that he had power even over death.